I crushed you
On what?
on the comments of the top 3 albums, and I
From the 90s.
I didn't
I
even
knew that was going to happen.
But what
you
I'm
took
saying
the
is,
chart toppers.
No. What I'm saying is, I didn't even really dig deep in my bag of albums. I really let you off the hook. In a lot of ways.
I took my 3 favorite records. Now, my taste is exquisite. You have to understand it's unimpeachable. So of course, they're not always going to be the most popular.
Your mob
records.
style take was a very popular take. I got
Cam's
calls
mad
on
at
that.
you behind that.
Cam's not mad at me. I just talked. Cam's not mad at me. He had some slick remarks, but what else is new? Like
But see, but mob style is very specific. You have to be of a certain age.
I'm mad at him.
And
I'm
from
mad
New York.
that he. We'll talk about this. We'll have a conversation of not old school, but hip hop album covers,
right?
And what they, and Cam's Confessions of Fire. This is a whole nother conversation we'll have at another time. So I'm not. He's not. I talked to him this morning. He's not mad at me. Can't be mad at me.
I don't know.
But I'm just saying it was like 60. It was a landslide.
It was 2-to-1 ratio.
33.
Yeah.
So
you took Snoop. You took.
But I left out Life After Death.
We both left off Biggie.
I left out Eternal 99. Bone Thugs and Harmony, which was
you left
out
a
classic. I know. I
Listen,
left it out because I didn't want people to say, "Oh, well, he's just doing that because he's from Cleveland."
One thing, I don't know about the whole album. They had a couple of singles.
Monsters, not a couple of singles.
For the Love of Money.
Monster.
Obviously, Thuggish Ruggish
By
Bone.
the way, Eazy-E came to my neighborhood and shot that video. He was there. And I remember getting out of school. I was going to Chambers, elementary school. And I wanted to go past the video shoot so bad. But by the time I was going to go past there, it was a shooting. And so it was
there are some songs that drop where you're listening to it and you go, I'm listening to the future. Or some, like
I'm gonna
the
tell you
first
what
time
I left out Brothers for the Struggle.
The first time I saw the Jordan 3s, I thought, like, I'm looking at the future, right? Like, I'm looking at something I haven't seen before. Yeah. The first time I heard Thuggish Ruggish Bone, it was like
incredible.
I was like, I'm listening to the future. Yeah. But I felt that way about CNN too. When before War Report dropped, I heard Stick You on a mixtape from I got it uptown. And I was like, what? Who is this?
Next, we got to do R&B. But
yeah,
I'm going to buy you this.
From the 90s or period?
I want you to download Brothers for the Struggle, if you can download it. My brother and I used to go to our family reunions and rap these verses.
See, I gave you Mob Style. You can't download it. You got to get it on YouTube.
I know you probably can't download Brothers for the Struggle either, but I didn't even go in my Tony Draper Suave House bag. I didn't go to my G to a Key Dayton Family bag.
Listen, I have another
question lot of bags
for you
I could have
off
went
this
into.
topic. This is my question. Because I've been to your place and it's everything is crisp, like you're on a
house?
Your house. Everything looks like you're on a movie set or a TV set. It's all perfectly
told
done.
you I have an OCD.
But so do I. That's the thing. So I'm, just moved back to LA a couple months ago, and I'm setting up the house, getting the house set up. And I'm going through boxes, right, of my daughter's things too, because the whole house got packed up and moved out here. And it is so hard for me, because I'm sentimental, to decide what to throw away and what to keep from them. You know what I mean? Like they have
you want me to send you some help? I have people that can really help you do this.
I need the help, but then sometimes I'll throw something away. I will literally go back. I'll go back down to the garage and take it back.
Here's what you have to
away.
do.
Because it's from when they're 5 years old. It's a little thing.
Let me have my people come over. They'll call you.
Yeah.
They'll come over, make your life so much easier.
Yeah. Huh?
They will not throw anything away, but what they will do is label everything so you know what's what, and when you have time, you can. But they'll do all the other organizing things for you.
I think I need that. I'm too sentimental about my kids, man. I can't let go of the errors.
There's no question you need it.
Yeah.
But with that being said, are you a Anita Baker or Sade person?
I have to choose?
That's why I asked.
If I have to choose,
Anita is a tough one.
Anita Baker.
Really?
If I have to choose. Just because that first album she dropped, the music is not
I gave you all the you don't.
Oh,
that
of course, with Sade.
Okay, I'm just saying. But I have to agree because I am every week by myself riding. I got to put that Rapture of Love. I got to put it on. I have to put it on.
One of the most gangster things I ever heard about MJ was he would sing to people, giving you the best that I got.
Oh man,
while he was giving them work.
That is gangster.
While he's giving them work,
and that explains the white socks with the dress shoes.
Yeah,
that is very gangster. If he did that, I'm gonna ask him if he did that. But
singing Anita, giving you the best that I got.
But Anita Baker, man,
Sade's music was more like the musical part. The actual instrumentals were more advanced
but I'm gonna tell you
than Anita Baker. But there's something about Anita Baker's songs that sounded so good to me.
Oh, listen. Playing that type of music, I'm from the Midwest.
Sure.
So we have this thing called coming down. It's when you basically take an old school car, you put a bunch of music in it. We go too far. It's to the extreme. But the most important thing is the music. And you would think, like, when Lil Wayne Block Is Hot came out, and there was a song on there called Lights Off. The way it started, like, a lot of people better move out. But if you have these speakers in your car, and it's not the bass. See, people always think about the bass. It's not about the bass. Our thing was, I want you to be able to hear the words.
Right.
Just like when you go to a concert.
Yeah.
I want you to be, Jay-Z was special at this. When you go to a Jay-Z show, he focused on you hearing every
word,
single word. There was no mumbling.
Like Frank Sinatra or something.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was the same way when we focus on these, and that's how you can tell if someone had the right sounds. But when you play Sade or Anita Baker, or when I was in sophomore in high school, maybe a junior, Mary's Share My World album.
No,
listen,
hold on.
Mary's
music, which one was that? Which I'm trying to. I don't remember what was called.
My
I
Life.
remember the
What's
first.
the 411? Then it's My Life.
Yeah.
Then I think it's Share
My Life
World.
to me is it.
My Life is a classic.
Not just the classic. My Life. When you talk about, let's say you had a desert island, you had to take 10 records with you. My Life is coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
So is Forever My Lady. For me, because I'm just saying, when I was a kid, I remember we moved back from St. Louis and we stayed in the Americana out in Euclid, as a suburb. My dad had a little honeycomb hideout joint, and we had to move there. It was a 1-bedroom, and we all had to move there, me, my brother, and sister. But my sister, I wanted my ears pierced, and our friend named Darnisha, she pierced my ear. The first time I ever had my ear pierced, and I came in and she did this in the kitchen with like a needle on the stove and alcohol, but the Jodeci album had just came out.
Oh,
and they were playing it, and it was, so anyway, not to get off topic, but those, I'm just like, I much rather listen to that music.
When you see in New York, it wasn't like, in New York, it's not like, you don't see the old school caddies.
No, you don't see that.
However, once in a while, you will see some dude like at least my age or older, usually a little older than me, in a car like that, right? That they hooked up, playing some Teddy Pendergrass or something.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Driving down the street slow, and you look at this dude and be like, he's the happiest dude in the world.
Teddy P was a true player. He had the jeans, teddy bear jeans. He had the jeans, teddy bear. Everything recycles itself because Nelly had apple bottom, but like Teddy Pendergrass. You ever saw that documentary?
No.
Oh, you have to watch it. You never saw it? Mm-mm. Okay. You got some homework, Max, because you at the barbecue. Right. They're putting extra sauce on your ribs at the barbecue. So
Oh yeah. I'm invited to all the cookouts. Yeah,
it's all good. But you know where you do see these cars at? In L.A.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because Nipsey made Summertime in that cut. As I'm like, I always thought about like 6'4" and things like that, but no, it's actually the same, kind of the same as it was for us.
When I first got to L.A., this is going back 15 years, something like that. Came out to do a radio show on ESPN LA with Marcellus Wiley. And I'm thinking, well, a guy from New York's going to be on LA radio. I should look, let me dig in and find out an LA artist who I don't think's getting enough shine, right? So I'm listening. I'm like, okay, Nipsey Hussle. I'm going to
What
play
year was this?
2010 maybe?
Oh,
like that?
so
Yeah. So
fairly early Nipsey.
Right.
Yeah.
It was like, and I would play radio friendly, like I'm Feeling Myself for Keys to the City, right? I played those two, right? So
Keys to the City
they're both great songs. So I'm playing it, and my point, and I was thinking about there was a DJ back east decades and decades ago who was just going to play Sinatra until Sinatra called the station, right?
What
Once
year
he
was
got
this?
Sinatra on the line,
1947?
like in the 50s probably, something like that. Who knows? So he kept playing it, and Sinatra let him do it for a month, and then he called him. So we got a month of
that was actually pretty cool. And smart by Sinatra.
So I say the same thing on the air. I'm like, I'm going to keep playing these in and out of every commercial break till Nipsey calls. It's a sports show, but I'm going to play them as intros and outros. Nipsey called like later that day. I was like, Nipsey, what are you doing? You were going to get a month of burn on ESPN radio. And he goes, yeah, my manager told me. This is on the air. He's like, yeah, my manager told me don't call, but I figured.
But you know what that is? That's, if you knew him, that's,
I didn't know him, except for that.
But that's still like the right here, right now type of.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool story.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the show. What we got?
Sports.
We talking sports? I don't want to talk sports.
Got to start the show eventually.
Have to talk. I know we have to talk sports. I didn't want to. I seen the sweat. Like what? Like,
I mean, we could just hang out and talk, but eventually we're going to.
That may be a
sports.
cool thing. I don't know what our producers would think about that, but
Yeah.
I love to hang out and talk.
For sure, but if we're hanging out and talking, we're getting around to Miami, Ole Miss. We're getting around to the NFL. We're getting around to Trey Young. I'm going to see if I can get in touch with AD's agent because there's rumors he might be going to Atlanta. Let me see.
We don't have to talk about.
I mean, I got his agent's number in my phone.
We don't have to talk about everything, but we could talk about most
certain
things.
things.
Certain things, yeah.
Game Over is presented by FanDuel. FanDuel's got it all. Same game parlays, quick bets for jumping in live, and your way so you can build the bet that fits your play. Plus, don't miss out on the NFL playoffs all month long. Download the FanDuel app or head to FanDuel.com/GameOver to get started. 21 and over and present in select states or 18 and over and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. Rich, another classic college football playoff game. That was a classic last night.
I love Michael Irvin, man. Michael Irvin. I don't care what you say about Michael Irvin. That energy that Michael Irvin brings.
Infectious.
It should be, you should be able to find that in like Aron. Like that is a health thing.
I got a Michael Irvin story for you actually since you brought him up.
But here's what I'm saying. It's just the passion that he's not even playing.
Rich,
he's not even playing the game.
I had an apartment downtown by Washington Square Park. This is going back now 20 years, maybe more, at least 20 years. All of a sudden, I get a doorman rings me up. I'm on ESPN at the time. Michael Irvin is in the lobby. I don't know. He was in New York. He just swung through to say, what's up? I go downstairs. He's in like one of his it looks like pajamas almost. You know what I mean? Like it's a tracksuit, but it almost looks like pajamas. And every doorman's there wants to take pictures. There's a whole like staff in the bottom of the building.
Right.
Everyone's taking pictures of him. He just came by because he was in the city. And I don't even remember how he got my address or anything, but wanted to swing through and say what's up and chop it up for a few minutes. But everyone, like he comes into the lobby and everyone's lit up.
Yeah, it's just that, you know what? If our friends at Mitchell & Ness is watching, send me the Michael Irvin. I want the white Michael Irving Mitchell & Ness jersey.
Yeah.
I have to wear it. I have to.
Now, he's got one of the best personalities.
I ran into him at Boa one night. I won't have the conversation here, but I loved the conversation. Loved it. It's like I ran into my uncle. It was fucking great. Loved it.
That game, yeah, right. The pageantry, everything around the game.
Yeah. But that game.
And it was like Ravens Steelers to me in the sense that it starts off not slow, but it's a struggle to score. So that as the game goes on in the second half, the scoring starts to go back and forth. It like reaches a crescendo. But the thing that really, And by the way, it felt to me like Ole Miss was destined to win that game. It felt to me
you
like
kept saying that.
I know it
chat.
felt. They felt like a team of destiny to me. Maybe it's Trinidad Chambliss. Maybe it's that they lose their coach, but they're still balling. Whatever it is, it felt like a movie story.
Definitely two well-coached teams. It's one of those games where you hate that someone has to lose.
But the way they lost bothered me. Like, I understand the ref's point.
It
Like
didn't
the
bother
last play of the
Miami.
game. The last play of the game, no PI is called. And on the broadcast, they kind of brushed by it. Well, no, you're not going to call that, whatever. Rich, it's not just that they're fighting for the ball. The defensive back has two hands on the receiver, pulling him, holding him, stopping him from making a play on a catchable ball. That is defensive pass interference. And if that is called properly, which it should be, the way it works in college, you're not going to get it on the 1 yard line. You're going to get 15-yard penalty, repeat the down. So they were on like the 35. So now think about this. They'd be on the 20, and Trinidad Chambliss has one last shot to win the game for Ole Miss. So what bothers me about the play is not just that they call it differently then than they would do it earlier in the game, but the philosophy, why the refs don't do that is they're like, we don't want to decide the game. Let's the players decide the game. Actually, if they call it correctly, the players do decide the game. We get an even better ending because we get another shot, this time from 20 yards, to see if they can score. It would have been better.
Max, you are a true fanatic.
Yes.
You are.
Don't you think that's PI?
You are. You know what I thought was PI? When Randy Moss, against your Giants, was running down the field, they were all over him. Never called.
Not like
your
this.
Giants
You talking about in 07?
You didn't think that was PI, so why you think this is PI?
Rich, they didn't
and by
have.
the way,
you don't have
why
two
would,
hands
why,
on the guy pulling him.
Why would? Listen, man. Like you want to like watching a game with you.
Yeah.
It's like you want the perfect play,
The perfect is the enemy of the good.
ending,
Yeah.
the perfect. Like, what are you? Can't you just watch the game?
That was
Eat the. Did you have like chips and dip? Like
no
guac?
chips and dip. Actually, I
Any
went to dinner.
salsa?
I went to dinner after the game.
Okay, but I'm just letting you know right now. When you
So I
come
did
over-
have chips
you
and
co-
guac, but that was at dinner.
When you come over my house,
Yeah.
don't come to my house as Max Kellerman. Do not come to my house as Max Kellerman. We watch games. Come to my house as Max. I don't want Max Kellerman at my house watching games.
If you hold on, was that PI at the end or not?
I don't know if it was PI or EU, whatever it was. Miami's going to the national championship. It's going to be the biggest tailgate in Miami. And because they beat my Ohio State Buckeyes, I'm looking forward to Miami winning the national championship because it would make me feel better.
Yeah, if the team that beats your team goes on to win.
That's all I care about.
By the way, Carson Beck, maybe he's the best quarterback in the draft. Like,
I don't know about that.
He played spectacularly down the
But I
stretch.
tell you what he is. He's smart for transitioning to Miami when he chose to. And he's also the most experienced.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what he is.
Mendoza's about 42 years old. Like, that whole Indiana team is
I'm not getting
pretty
into
old.
any of that. Mendoza is playing. Why would you talk about Mendoza like that?
Well, I'm not. It's like Joe Burrow was also old when he went into the league. It's okay. He's just more experienced. It's not. I'm not downing him. It's just a fact. Indiana has an older team than other teams. It's one of their advantages because they're grown men.
It's NIL. Everybody has an older team. Didn't you see Coach Cal talking about the man had to go pay his insurance bill or something and then come like this is the world.
Well, everyone's
that we're in.
complaining
What are
about
you talking
NIL
about?
and all the games a mess and this and that. And I would say that that's true. Like if you look at men's college basketball, it's not what it once was.
College football has been great.
College football,
College
we have
basketball,
to admit it.
we have to
admit
figure something out.
The college
there.
football playoff has been unbelievable. It's
Absolutely.
been unbelievable.
They're knocking it out the park. College basketball.
Men's college, because women's game is in great shape.
Women's game is great. The biggest problem with college basketball today is not because of college basketball. It starts in youth sports. We have a youth sports problem. That's what we have.
If only someone could fix that. That'd be great.
Maybe I will.
All right, I'm in.
That would be my give back.
But I bring up Carson Beck as maybe the best quarterback in the draft.
He's playing the best.
Todd
playing as if
McShay
he's the best.
says, between Fernando Mendoza and Dante Moore, who are facing each other tonight to see who plays Miami, right? Indiana and Oregon, that between those two guys, even though Mendoza's a presumptive number 1 overall pick, and Mendoza's got a great personality, and he's played great he's played great when he's had to. He's played great all season.
Why do you say Mendoza has a great personality? Because he looks in the camera when he's talking to the media?
He knows how to, because I'll tell you why. You will sometimes get a quarterback or a leader of a team who says the wrong thing. Okay, you put that in one category. You have a leader of a team who says the right thing, but they didn't really drink the Kool-Aid.
Wait a minute.
You could see
you
that.
have a leader of a team that says the wrong thing?
Yeah, you could
like
have
who?
a leader of a team.
Who says
don't
that?
make me call guys out right now.
No,
but
call them out. Call them out. You try to make me call guys out.
Have you never experienced watching a quarterback say something and you're like, dude, come on? Either in delivery or in the message where you're like,
okay,
leader,
don't call them out just in case we represent one of them.
This is what I'm saying.
No, don't call them out.
So I'm
Don't
not
call
going
them
to,
out. Don't call them out.
who knows? But the point is, every sports fan has experienced this. Like, that's not the way you do it. Then you have some dudes who get on the podium and they say the right things, but you can see that they're calculating what to say.
Well, is that genuine?
No, because what they genuinely feel.
So it's manufactured.
Right, it's not authentic. Then you have some guys.
So are you saying that his nickname should be manufactured
Mendoza?
Mendoza?
No.
Oh, because I like Mendoza, and I don't agree with you with that.
Me too. There are guys, though, that do that, and you're like, no. When you said, why do I say Mendoza has a great personality? Then there are guys who get up on the podium, and they say the thing you want to hear your franchise quarterback say, and you know that they believe it. They drank the Kool-Aid, and they believe the things they're saying. So when I say Mendoza has a great personality for your franchise quarterback, that's what I mean. He gets up at the podium, he says everything you want to hear your quarterback say,
yes,
and there's no sense that he's not comfortable in his own skin. Like he has to do some calculation. Okay, I'll give you an example of a guy who would have to be very circumspect during his career. Much better after.
No,
his career.
don't say it. Don't say it. No,
he's
example.
a retired player.
Okay, you can say it.
So take a guy like Aron. When Aron was in his prime,
A-Rod's my friend. Don't say it.
But
go back.
No, I'll say this to A-Rod. Like I think
Okay.
I think now that he's on TV as an analyst, a lot of the pressure is off, and he's able to be himself, and he's great. But when he was a player, a lot of the times you got the sense that he was making a calculation about how this is going to sound to other people when he spoke, as opposed to a guy like Jeter who said the thing you wanted him to say, and you thought, because he just believes that. So when a dude like A-Rod's talking, sometimes you feel like he's doing that because what he really wants to say, he thinks isn't going to land well.
Well, I would say my opinion of Mendoza is he understands the assignment.
Mm-hmm.
He does. And when you are a quarterback, oftentimes people don't want to act the part. And I do think in professional sports, and I say this to my guys all the time, there's like 80%, 85% like really being who you are, etc. And then there's another 15% in understanding that you also have to act the part. That
Right.
doesn't mean be fake. That means like, okay, autograph signing. That means give a kid a dap in the front row or whatever, or you conversate, have dialogue. Maybe you wait after, come back out, and take pictures with. It's all part
You accept
of
the responsibility of the role.
And leadership also, it spills off the floor into setting up dinners with the teammates and fun things. If you are the leader of the team.
And Mendoza seems to me to check every box that way.
Those boxes. He seems like the guy that if his teammate dropped a wide open pass, his body language isn't going to say.
Show him up.
Right. He's going to come over and say, don't worry about it, catch the next one. And as a leader, and I played quarterback for the Sims Raiders in 91.
Every time I ask you about it, you get younger and younger, though. How old were you when you stopped playing quarterback?
Well, I think I was like 13.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. But anyway,
Yeah.
That's part of it.
Those guys that's when everyone starts to grow. It's like, nope, not that dude.
Like,
that dude's coming off the edge.
Maybe they should move me to safety.
Yeah,
Free safety at that.
yeah.
I'll just make sure
That'd
that.
be crazy to play football.
No,
man.
but I like Mendoza a lot. But if Todd McShay said something,
so McShay says
I'm rolling with Todd.
Right. What he says is the presumptive 1-2 pick. It's Mendoza and Dante Moore, and they face each other tonight to see who goes to the title. National title game, and Indiana's favored, although Oregon's blew out Texas Tech and the whole thing. But he thinks that if you, not who's ready to play as a rookie more, but McShay said that if you project out, like Patrick Mahomes had a year to develop, he only started one game and then started really as a second-year player.
Yeah.
And then took the league by storm. He said, if you do that, you give a development year to.
But nobody thought Patrick Mahomes would be as good as he is.
Like, that was insane.
They didn't see it on his tape.
That was it. But he said if you do that, then he likes Dante Moore's future best.
Yeah. But I don't think that's negative towards Mendoza. I think it's all about, I always say, it's fit over pick. And no matter
fit
what.
Over. Oh, you mean like
always,
what coach he's going to, what system he's going to, all
yes,
this?
I think most people, and in my profession, most guys are selling, oh, you're going to be a top pick and this and that. Since I said this on our show, Clutch Academy, years ago, it's always fit over pick, because are you sure you want to be the number one pick? What if you go into the number one team and there's so many different things that's not there? It's going to be incredibly hard for you to be successful. Does your ego say, yeah, but I still want to go number one? Versus if I can get to number 4 and you plug and play, my career has a better chance of being successful. I individually have a better chance of being successful. My team is going to win more. To me, that says a lot about the individual. Now, you can't stop a team from taking you. But I do have,
But you can do things like what Eli Manning and
his dad did, yeah.
Phillip Rivers.
But I do because
they went 1-4.
Yeah, but again, he was self-aware. There was that to me, and he also had a dad who had
unfair amount of experience. Yeah,
yes,
and so
kudos to them. And you see, Eli went to the Giants and he got 2 Super Bowl rings, and the rest is history. But it does say a lot. And so it's all about fit over pick, though.
Game Over is brought to you by FanDuel. Football fans, we've waited all season for this. It's time to flip the switch to playoff mode on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, all FanDuel customers can get in on the action with a wild card reward for the NFL wild card round. Just pick your card, and you can win up to 100% profit boost. Head to FanDuel.com/GameOver for a chance to double your winnings for the NFL Wild Card round. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL playoffs. 21 and over and present in select states, or 18 and over and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amounts. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. While we're on the topic of college football quarterbacks, you see DeMan Williams Jr. in Washington. His agent came out and said he's parting ways with him because he committed, and now he's
because
Rich,
he committed.
I would because he's supposed to be in one place and all this. The point is, I want to brand this like a under the hood or something like that. In your experience behind the scenes, how do you read the DeMan Williams situation? And his agent saying we're parting ways because.
Do you want the truth, or do you want me to just? Are we really going under the hood?
We're going under the hood, yeah.
This is very simple. All this is, and I don't know who his agent is, but if his agent came out, and I've been in a situation before where you had to part ways with a guy, and it's all different reasons. But in this case, this is very simple. I can almost guarantee you, if you really looked under the hood, this is his agent choosing the coach who they probably represent and the university, who they probably represent 10 to 15 guys from this same school over this one player.
Individual client, yeah.
And that could be because of a number of things, but I can guarantee you one thing. If that player was going to be the number one pick in the NFL draft, whether it's this year or next year or whatever, or if that player's name was Arch Manning, he wouldn't have done that.
Uh-huh.
So
DeMan Williams Jr. didn't have enough juice to keep the agent.
I don't want to go too far under the hood.
Yeah.
Because I would need my roller as a mechanic. Like, this is just us, like, changing the
This is you looking from a distance and saying this is what this says to me.
This is just us changing the fluids and putting some oil in. We're not taking the whole oil pan out, and we just the car needs some oil. But that's what this sounds like to me. And like I said, I've been in a situation where I had to part ways with someone, whether you put it out in the media that it was mutual for the best of everybody or whatever the case may be. This smells a little different.
So if the agent comes out, just the shorthand is if you see an agent come out after a player makes a decision to leave a program, if your read of that is generally, like reflexively, the agent had more business interests with the team than with the player.
If you really want
the team's business interest represented bigger business to the agent than the player.
If you looked under the hood, what this says is the coach of the team, and what team was it?
Washington.
University of Washington. Yeah. The Huskies.
Yeah.
The coach, I can almost guarantee you that coach is probably signed to the agency of the agent that came out. And
Gemini.
There's some
Can we get something, some kind of search engine sponsorship?
There's a conversation amongst them. And it's like, look, you have to choose.
Right.
Or that might not even have been, it was understood.
It doesn't have to be said.
Yeah, don't even have to be explained. And so that's what it looks like to me. But this is the dark side. This is the dark side of NIL. This is the dark side of, our business. And
what's dark about it?
The dark thing about it is that kid is and also what you're doing in that case is, because I saw it on ESPN and it read the kid's name, agent parts ways with the kid.
With DeMan Williams Jr.
Right. So what that does is because they basically, this, whatever the agent was, he got out in front of it.
Right.
So therefore, it's not reversed. Because it could be reversed.
Right. And it also reads like the way that positions the story is DeMan Williams Jr. made a commitment to one place, and now because he's not honoring the commitment, I must part ways.
Yeah.
Best of luck to him. When the reality is that has nothing to do with it.
Exactly.
It's that there's more business interest. Your read of it from a distance is there's more business interest that the coach or whatever other players he has or relationship he has with the university represents bigger business to the agent than the player does.
Because that's what listen, in our business, most agents are team friendly. Why? Because they're going to have more bites of the apple. The team isn't going nowhere.
Because the teams are the buyers, and they're going to be buyers forever.
Players come and go. So in this case, who cares if the kid wants to go to this school or another school? If you're still the agent and you're doing the work and getting paid, you want that, right? In a normal instance, you want to have multiple options. What this is saying is, we have a relationship with you that I push guys to you in this company. In return, in a situation like this, I'm not standing next to this kid who,
right?
Because if he leaves this school, one thing, and if he goes back,
and the added wrinkle is that since he got out of in front of it in the media, the agent did, it also kind of frames the agent as the good guy and the kid as the guy who's a snake kind of. All right.
I didn't see the wording.
So on Wednesday, we brought out the whiteboard and you did a whole anatomy of a trade, the way it works, and in this case, we were talking about Trey Young, right? And then Trey Young actually got moved.
Who did he get moved for?
One of the things, well, we're going to get into that right now. It was C.J. McCollum and Corey Kispert, right?
Though.
Now, what was interesting, first of all, is no draft picks were exchanged at all.
Why would there be?
You on your whiteboard, you thought draft picks were going to be
No,
exchanged?
I said asset management, meaning the GM that was trading him out would not want to connect draft picks to the trade out. And I said the GM that was trading him in would want.
Right, but they didn't get him.
Okay, well, I didn't say it had to be.
Now, McCollum and Kispert, it's an interesting trade to me. I want to get your analysis. Here's my take. McCollum is a winning vet, good guy to add, period. And Kispert is, because he's not really a 3-and-D guy, more of a 3 guy, maybe the 8th guy on a, like he's a specialist who comes off the bench and can hit shots and stuff and knows how to play ball. Smart player. McCollum could stay. Now, once you take Trae off the team gets better this year anyway, because it's happened twice, and both times the team got better. So that's already addition by subtraction.
Well, the team,
right?
You could say the team got better.
They did.
But the team played better.
But their record was better
difference.
without him than okay.
Fair. Yeah.
So already better. And now you add a couple of nice pieces, complementary pieces, that should help. So now they're better. But McCollum's contract, plus Porzingis' contract, plus they kept their draft picks. There's a lot of speculation. They could make a move for AD. Bill Simmons on his pod, Rich, speculated that a lot of that is they're running the okie doke because what they're trying to do is pressure Milwaukee to give up Giannis, because otherwise we're going to go get AD. So it drives the price down on Giannis because supply goes up, demand goes down. There are 2 guys in the market instead of 1. Hey, we'll go get AD if you don't. That's Simmons' theory. Either way, you now have the McCollum contract if you're the Hawks, the Porzingis contract, and your draft picks to make a move to make you title contenders right now and set you up going forward. And if that doesn't happen, you added 2 nice pieces for a piece that wasn't helping you. From the Washington point of view, he's going to opt into his $49 million, most likely, is a speculation, Trey Young. You have 1 year next year to evaluate. Can Trey Young buy in and be a part of something good here and we can extend him, or do we let that contract just lapse and take him off the books? I think the trade makes sense for both teams.
So what are you asking me?
What's your analysis of the trade?
What is my analysis of the trade?
Yes.
That's a very broad question.
Let's start with, do you think the trade was good for Atlanta? Was it good for Washington? And then we can spin it forward and see what this means for AD and or Giannis.
Yeah, I think it was good for both. If it wasn't, it wouldn't happen. So in Atlanta's case, they're saying, you know what? It's probably best that we just move on. It's no sense of having this guy, this player, still around in the locker room, et cetera. And we were able to get some expiring contract in C.J. McCollum. They already have expiring contract in Porzingis. You bring a player like Kispert who they could flip, but at the same time, it depends. If Quinn Snyder likes him a little bit due to the fact that they have Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who's actually been playing better, Dyson Daniels, not the biggest shooter, Jalen Johnson, who is their all-around guy. You got Big O. So the shooting aspect of it with Kispert actually makes sense.
You also bring up IQ players. Like when the 8th guy on your bench knows how to play.
Yeah, he's going to know his role.
He's one of those guys.
Well, this is, by the way, they have another guy called Kyle Korver in their front office. Kispert becomes somewhat
something like
that. But in addition to that, the C.J. McCollum piece of it is big for Atlanta and what they're trying to build from a culture perspective. Now, I would imagine once he gets there, they're going to love him. They're really going to want to keep him around. And CJ's easygoing. He's a Canton, Ohio guy, easygoing, smart guy.
He's a good player.
Really good player.
Yeah, like still really good.
He won games. He beat Milwaukee with the step back, going right, step back to win the game. And again, I'm sure Washington was probably like, no, because obviously they want to. This is one of the last years of their rebuilding situation, and so that's Atlanta, right? Mm-hmm. Not to get into anything else, that's Atlanta. In Trae's case, also, again, remember I told you, controlling the narrative about this entire thing. And when you're in a situation like this, I think it's classy for an organization not to shit on a player, and I think it's classy for a player not to do the same to an organization because you just never know where things come back around to, and you don't want to burn any bridges. But what I
and
will
also just the way it's even not transactionally, just the way you conduct yourself matters.
Yeah, I think that matters. In Trae's case, this is actually a situation that could become good for him. It depends on his attitude going in because you were once a top 5 pick by the Atlanta Hawks. They paid him, he got the max contract.
Traded for Luka.
He was an all-star, traded for Luka, et cetera. But I don't count that because that really wasn't. We make a sense of that, but that wasn't that. That wasn't that thing.
What do you mean that wasn't that thing?
Because when you're in a draft like that, basically Atlanta had what? Dallas had 5. They took Trae. Atlanta had 3.
Doncic.
They took
2. Wait.
No, Doncic went 3.
Who was
Bagley went 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, but that was done already. That was a done thing. So it wasn't really like you were traded for Luka. That was done before. But anyway, in Trae's case going to Washington, here's what I will say. Will Dawkins came from OKC with Sam Presti. So you have a general manager who understands what it's like to start over, and not just start over, but to start over in the right way. I will tell you this: during the pre-draft process, the last few years that he's been there, every one of my guys that's been to Washington D.C. Wizards have said, "Bro, I hope they draft me." What that means is they're doing all the little things right from a culture perspective. Then you have an ownership group in Miami led by Ted Leonis' and son, Zach Leonis'. You're not going to find 2 better people than Ted Leonis' and Zach Leonis', right? So those 2 components. Then you have the coach, who, again, was at OKC, understands it. They drafted pretty well, right? And so I imagine whether Trae opts in, it's a $49 million player option.
He's going to opt in.
Well, it depends.
Unless they do a no.
Well, here's the thing. In a situation like that, should he opt in? Probably so. But
$50 million?
Yeah. But if you're opting out, so you got 50, so what am I making on top of that? Because you can't make up for the 50 if you opt out anyway. So you opt, but if you do opt out and you say, okay, what am I going to make on top of that? That's just a structural, a structural thing. And
so Washington has to make a decision. Do we offer him something that takes that 50 down a little bit, but gives him on average, but gives him a ton of more guaranteed money? And from his or do we let him play that season on the opt-in to see if this thing is going to work? If it works, we extend him. And if it doesn't work, okay, he goes.
That is all the options. That probably makes the most sense. Trae has new representation. So what his new representation is probably going to want to do is have him opt out and get a new deal to be spiteful towards his old representation.
Who is his old representation?
So they don't get paid on the last year of that deal.
Who is his old representation?
Don't matter to us. But
I'm pretty sure I know them.
Nevertheless, I do think that there's a situation where if Trae does opt in and the Wizards are saying, okay, let's evaluate this thing, that would probably be the smartest thing to do for them. But if they feel good about it, he's not going to play this year anyway. He's coming off an injury, and you probably don't want to rush back for that. And it makes sense, right? Because they're still evaluating a lot of your young players, and you know what you have in a Trey Young. Now it's about all those other pieces and how he really wants to fit. Because it's a different – because you can't go from Atlanta.
I'm sorry, I can't get past this opt-in thing with his old representation. What percentage of the $50 million, give or take, it's 49,
that
does the
matter.
old representation get?
That
because
doesn't
I
matter.
imagine if I'm the old representation and he doesn't opt in, instead he restructures.
Well, that's part of the
50,
business.
even if you're only taking 2% of 50,
It don't
that's
matter.
$1 million.
No, but it don't matter.
That keeps the lights on in the office for a year. That's a pretty big deal.
But that's part of the business, and I'm not going to spend no time. I'm just giving you the spitefulness of what things take place, and that's our business. But it don't. But also,
you know what it's like? It's like when. Who was it? Was it in The Godfather when he says, when Sollozzo tells him, well, if $500,000 in cash is just.
But sometimes you get. Listen,
salute to you, Don Corleone.
Sometimes you get penalized for doing a great job, but that won't stop. That won't ever stop.
Rich, that's 7 figures out the door.
So what? That should never stop you from doing a great job. That's part of the business.
Right. Okay. They don't call him Poor Paul.
But at the end of the day, I think the wealth is in the mind, so it don't matter. But I do think that he's in a really good spot because of. But again, the approach is in this situation. The approach is what matters more than anything.
Okay, we covered the Washington, Atlanta. Yeah. Now everyone's going to look forward, Rich, and this is the part people are really waiting for as they're fast forwarding through the pod. Wait, when are they going to get to the AD stuff? McCollum. Porzingis, they have all their draft capital. AD is sitting out there. Giannis has come out and said, I would never ask for a trade.
I don't understand that.
It makes me suspicious that Simmons'
I
theory
take that back.
might be correct, actually.
No, I do understand.
Because it's not me, everybody, if they come and get me. If I wind up in Atlanta, it's not my fault.
Yeah, look. No player wants to hear their name in trades. No player wants to be the one that acts out. Very few players wants to take on that.
Because the fan base turns against them and stuff.
Yeah, but that's just not who they are. Players don't like confrontation. That's just not who they are. That's just not how they're built. They don't like that for the most part. Very few players like the confrontation.
So when you hear Giannis say that,
yeah.
As you are AD's representative, AD and Giannis are the two that are mentioned as potentially,
the two biggest names
trade
on
partners
the
for the
yes.
Hawks. Because AD is several years older than Giannis, it is thought that, probably correctly, it will take more to get Giannis than it will to get AD. So if you're the Hawks and you believe both are available, you have a decision to make. Do you want Giannis going because you think he has more years of his prime going forward than AD does? And are you willing to give up more for that? Or do you want AD and you can hold on to more of your resources and slide AD into this team immediately, either player, they're title contenders?
I think if you are looking at the Atlanta Hawks, they don't need Giannis. They got Jalen Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to go by the best fit. If you are the Dallas Mavericks, you're looking at, okay, we own our own first-round pick for this year. After that, we don't have a first-round pick until 2031. So we have a decision to make. Kyrie's not there, so we can't see this group whole. Cooper Flagg's a rookie. Remember, on the
timing doesn't line up.
That's what I pointed to. Timeline. Now, you could do whatever you want, but if you're looking at this holistically and you the Dallas Mavericks, once you got Cooper Flagg, in my opinion, if I'm running the team, which I'm not and don't plan on doing it, everything changes now. My timeline totally changes. If I'm sitting there and I'm looking at a Kyrie Irving and an Anthony Davis 1-2 punch, that's also a different timeline. If I had the ability to see what the sample size of Kyrie, AD, and Cooper look like, that's also
Rich,
another
really
thing.
What you're saying is,
but unfortunately,
your evaluation of Cooper Flagg so far is that he's already good, he's going to be really good, and that actually changes the calculation for the team about Kyrie and AD. Because you look at Cooper Flagg and you have to wonder coming out, is he good enough to build around? And you look at him now and go, yeah, that's a foundational piece.
But you can look at it one or two ways. You can say, yes, but we also have two players that we know are former champions, perennial all-stars, all NBA
when they're healthy
talent.
Are a lot.
Exactly. With a young player already that is proven somewhat that, hey, he's going to be really good down the road, and next year maybe you get, I don't know, $50 million in production and he's only making X. That's kind of where you want to be at. And it would actually make a lot of sense given the fact that, you know, that's what you want. But then you have to look at the positions as well. And so if you're saying
Dallas is incentivized to get draft capital for Anthony Davis.
It depends on which direction they want to go in. If you're saying if the goal is to start young, then you're starting with a really, really, really good piece in Cooper
and
Flag.
A ton of draft capital.
Well, the draft capital is we have our own draft pick this year, which right now they're 12th in the West or maybe 13th in the West after losing last night in Utah. I think they lost. But in that case, that pick could possibly become Darren Peterson, A.J. DeBansta, Caleb Wilson, and you could still be sitting there with all that and an AD and a Kyrie. But then you start to, you know.
But AD will be 33 next year?
Yeah, but it's, again, people look at.
Let me ask you this. As AD's agent, do you get nervous if you think Atlanta's a good spot for AD? Obviously, AD and Atlanta would be great for each other because Atlanta's loaded. They're ready now to win. And going for the foreseeable future, they're set up. And if they add AD, Jesus, right? Does it make you nervous? Like, oh man, when Giannis says something like, "I'm not asking for a trade,"
makes me nervous.
It signals maybe that actually the Milwaukee is working on something with Atlanta.
No, nothing makes me nervous. Do you know where I'm from? You can't get nervous. There's nothing in this industry that can make me nervous.
It's not going to kill you, right?
No. But at the end of the day, here's what I say.
Let me rephrase. Does it make you think, damn?
No, because talent always have options. Here's what I tell you. When you're thinking about a Giannis and an Anthony Davis, just like when Houston was thinking about Kevin Durant, when you trade or even think about trading for these type of level of talent type of players,
right,
it just means you feel like you can actually contend. That's what it does. And if you are able to get, I'm not saying who is and who isn't, but if you're able to get this level of talent, then it will put you in a better position than you once was. I can guarantee that.
Right.
And so that's the way you have to look at it. But no, I don't get nervous about it. And I say that because you get people on social media. Listen.
I don't mean nervous. What I mean is if you have things like this is just simple empathy, right? Like you put yourself in someone's position. If I repped AD and I saw what Atlanta just did, I'd be like, oh, this is perfect. Then if I hear what Giannis says, I'm like,
no, because, okay, well, listen, if you when you are an agent, your focus is one thing. How can I position my player to maximize his earning potential? That is it.
Right.
I don't care.
That's not entirely true, Rich, because, for example, if I said to you, here's the story.
Now, you're not going on a bad team.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not.
Because you want your players to win and be happy.
Yes, but
right?
I'm thinking that's already baked in.
All right.
Yes,
yeah,
I'm not. You can't.
That's the premise.
Well, that goes back to the last trade. But again, no. But in some cases, if that's all you have, if your only market is a bad team, then you got to do what you got to do. That's just part of it. But what I'm saying is, in this case, it's not a matter of what someone else is doing. The shift going to be the shift.
You're saying that AD has so much value when he's on the floor.
Yes.
That if it doesn't work out with Atlanta, there's New York. If it doesn't work out with Atlanta or New York, there's like a million other teams or like basically every team in the league.
Not
if
exactly.
You put AD on
Not
it.
exactly. Not with this second apron. No, that's not true either.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, if you're just talking purely talent, these level of talent players helps any team.
So they have options.
Yes, but with the second apron, it gets harder. AD has a 62, correct me if I'm wrong, million player option.
Mm-hmm.
So in that case, there's no team's going to have that cap space. And if they do have that cap space, then that means they don't have anything else on the team.
So now we're back to Atlanta. Porzingis is expiring. McCollum is expiring.
But
and they have draft capital.
But yes, which gives them a lot of flexibility.
So how many other teams are there like that?
Well,
like where you could do
I'm not
AD
putting,
for Cat. You could do AD
Well, I'm not putting players involved. I'm just saying Atlanta has a lot of flexibility. The trade they just made gave them a lot of flexibility, which is why the basketball theories and the fantasy basketball trades and all these things, I don't like to do any of that.
Sure.
But it is what all this stuff is public, so we can talk about it. But
I gotta tell you,
that puts them in a great spot to
tell
do
you,
whatever they need to do to help improve their team.
When we talk about Dallas, you're right about the timing, of course, and everything. But if, for example, nothing were to happen, and I would assume that something will happen, they'll make moves. If nothing were to happen, I would love to see a healthy Kyrie, a healthy AD, and Cooper Flagg play together.
Yeah, well, then in that case, then there's some decisions to be made across the board. Yeah.
Kyrie's won a chip with LeBron. AD's won a chip with LeBron.
Yeah.
And Cooper Flagg is putting up the best numbers at his age since LeBron.
Yeah. Great.
Be a lot.
Listen, I think there's a lot of positivity everywhere.
Yeah.
My job is to look at all things and do what's best.
There is a big NFL wild card weekend.
Letters so big. You need glasses?
Rich, you know I need readers.
You need more than readers.
I like to be able to see it from back here.
What?
Yeah.
I hope your phone letters is not like that.
No.
You have a protector screen on your phone?
I have the
you can see.
No, I have. It's normal, but I do have that little so when I drop it, it doesn't.
Yeah,
break.
You got to be careful, man.
Yeah.
Those letters is way too big. But go ahead.
Really put my vision on blast.
No, I'm not. I have a detached retina. I'm just saying. Don't play with a detached retina, by the way. That's a real.
Too late for me, man. I already had the whole thing.
That's a real thing.
Yeah. So NFL Wild Card Weekend. I got to tell you, a lot of people are like, Patrick Mahomes isn't there, and neither, by the way, neither is Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow. But without Mahomes, it takes like the wind out of everyone's sails in the AFC, like in terms of their enthusiasm. The exact opposite for me. I don't know if every game this weekend is must see, but like, what's the worst one? Rams at Panthers is maybe the worst.
Worse?
Well, because the Rams are big favorites.
Yeah, but what if they? Well, I'm not going to say that.
Well, look, the Rams have been trending. Let's start there. This is the worst game on the schedule in terms of competitiveness and interest. The Rams, were most of the season the best team in the NFL, have been trending in the wrong direction. We know the way the NFL works. It doesn't matter who's the best team all season. It matters how you're playing toward the playoffs. That's like actually
for
the
someone
most
that lives in
thing.
LA, you want as many playoff games in SoFi as you can possibly get.
Which they're on the road.
I know.
And by the way, they're on the road. You know when people say it's hard to beat a team twice in the same season? Part of that is because if you're playing them twice, a lot of the times it's because each team has a home game. But the Rams already lost to Carolina at Carolina, and Carolina's the home game. So is the home team. So the Rams have to travel to a place where they have already lost this season.
Okay, so who you
and
picking?
Rams.
Rams. Okay, let's move on.
You like the Rams too?
We've been talking about having a shorter show, and I realize what our issue is.
What's that?
Our issue is you.
What?
It is you.
How is it me?
Because I go back and watch every show.
Yeah.
And I watch my takes versus your takes.
Yeah.
Your takes are, you go on these rants and the Giants and blah, blah, blah.
That's right.
And every time you do that, you're adding minutes. Now, we lucky this is not like a phone bill.
I am going to go.
You
know what I'm going to do? I'm going to time it.
Okay, well, let's go. Next thing, you got the Rams.
Packers at Bears.
Bears. I'm going for my brother Kevin Warren and the Bears. And I am being Mr. Bias. Well, no, I can't be Mr. Bias. I'm just going to go for the Bears. I'm going for the Bears.
The Bears should win the game because they're playing better recently and because the Packers don't have Micah Parsons.
Wait a minute. Is Jordan Love playing?
Yeah.
Okay, well, then the Packers have a chance.
But Jordan Love also has not looked at – look, right now I would take the Bears quarterback. I would take – and the other thing is, in this rivalry, in recent years, when it's been a rivalry, the difference has been one team had, Aaron Rodgers and the other team had Jay Cutler. The team with Aaron Rodgers has the advantage. And before Aaron Rodgers, it was Brett Favre. I mean, it's been a long. The Packers have been not as much as Aaron Rodgers.
Oh,
so the Packers have been the team that you would rather be rooting for than the Bears for a long time. So this is like a big deal for Bears fans.
I want the Bears to be good. I think we need the
agree.
Bears. Okay, so we're going Bears.
This is a big deal.
Bears.
Unfortunately for the Packers, if Parsons was playing, I would maybe feel differently, but he's not. Bills at Jags on Sunday.
Ooh.
That's the highest stakes game maybe for me.
See, I don't like that game. I don't like that game for the Bills.
Right.
I don't like that game for the Bills.
You don't have a run defense.
This is one of those things where
you're on the road. And here's the thing about
how are the Bills on the road and they played so good all year?
Here's the thing about the Patriots is the answer to that. Here's the thing about the Bills too and Josh Allen in terms of the stakes. Like at a certain point, the details get lost. You've been in the league. We have to talk football.
I'm just saying. Are you picking the Bills or the Jags? No, you think. Listen,
I am taking the Bills, but that's not the point.
Yes,
we need to talk about the game.
But our viewers got 55 TVs. They've heard everybody talk about the this and the that.
No. We should talk about. You're not interested in the Bills and Jaguars?
You're picking the Bills. I'm picking the Bills. What else you want to talk about?
There's a lot
How great
to talk
Josh
about.
Allen is?
There's a lot to talk about.
Okay, let's go. I'll let
Josh
you
Allen.
Just know you're on the clock.
Josh Allen is high stakes right now because Patrick Mahomes is not playing right now.
Okay, this is a good topic.
And
you're right.
Right. And the thing that people notice is that, like me, is that Josh Allen has not been on any deep playoff runs in his career.
So you're saying, how about we do this?
Yeah.
Josh Allen, this is your chance.
Right.
Do not screw this up.
But he has to go on the road.
Well, that's part of the journey. That's part of it.
Against a team
this is all part of it.
That has been playing extremely well this season.
It really won't be a road game, though, because the Bills Mafia travels.
They do travel.
So
Bills Mafia is a real thing.
And if I'm Josh Allen, he needs as many sunny days he can get.
Here's the thing.
So
Trevor Lawrence also, I talked about Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence don't have as much.
Trevor Lawrence came into the league with higher expectations than Josh Allen.
Yeah, but since he's been in the league, he has not had a higher expectation than Josh Allen.
No, but he's finally started to fulfill
the but Josh Allen has more. Josh Allen has more to lose in this scenario.
No question. Wait a minute. Stop rushing. Do this. This is good stuff.
Fanatic.
Trevor Lawrence has finally started to fulfill expectations. And he's on overall probably the better team right now. And he's playing at home. And Trevor Lawrence has not been good in the one playoff game he's played in. There is huge pressure on Trevor Lawrence in this game. And there's huge pressure on Josh Allen.
Okay, so who has the most pressure?
I think Josh Allen does. And I think he will be Superman, and that will be enough to get them the road win. But if he loses this game in the year that Mahomes is not even in the playoffs, when Burrow has at least been to a Super Bowl.
This is my point I'm making. This is a bigger deal for Josh Allen than it is Trevor Lawrence.
But that's not the question. I agree with that. The point is, it's a big deal for both quarterbacks.
Okay, yeah.
A huge deal.
Of course it is. It's a playoff game. But what I'm saying is, Josh Allen has more. Josh Allen.
I'm sorry, Rich. We have to move on now.
Okay, fine.
49ers at Eagles. I'll get your prediction if you want to just do predictions because we don't have to spend a lot of time on it. The Niners don't have a defense. I don't think they're going to beat the Eagles without a defense, particularly when I think the key player in the game is Lane Johnson. Throughout his career, when he has played, the Eagles have won, and when he has not, they're not nearly as good, but it looks like he's going to play. So the line looks set, except for maybe Juergens at center hasn't been good. He has not been like Kelsey groomed him and everything for this moment, but he has not been good. But if Lane Johnson's there, I think they're okay. I think the Eagles' defense is too much for a team without a defense, and Hurts plays best in his biggest moments. So as much as I like Purdy, I like the Eagles here.
I like the Eagles too, and I really want the Eagles to win. So Michael Price is available on Monday because if they lose, he won't be. He will be no good.
Yeah, that's
no
right.
good.
No,
so
don't.
The Eagles have to win.
Yeah,
Eagles.
You want to talk about a fanatic? I mean, I knew Carson Wentz was not good anymore and trending in the wrong direction because this dude would not stop sending me all 22. Like, it's unbelievable. Yeah. Chargers at Patriots. I'll give you my take. The Patriots.
Is this a pick'em?
Well, the Patriots have had a great season, but have had a notoriously bad, soft schedule. And they have not really faced great defenses.
How do you get a soft schedule in the NFL?
It just happens. Just the way it breaks. Just the way it breaks. If you don't have a good record the year before and then on top of that, whoever you're playing when you're playing, if certain guys are hurt or if the team's
Why did
no
Browns
good.
never get a soft schedule then?
Who?
The Browns.
Yeah. Well, the schedule
We've
never looks
had
that
a
soft when you're not good.
Since 1964. We've never had a soft
Well,
schedule.
first of all, it's your division. It's tough because you got the Ravens and the
Soft
Steelers
schedule.
and Joe Burrow
There's no
now.
such thing as a soft schedule in the NFL.
But no, they
Crazy?
haven't. The Patriots have not faced a real defense, and they're facing a real defense with the Chargers. But
So out of 16, 17 weeks, you didn't face one real defense?
I mean,
But
not
they're
like
in
the
like
Chargers.
a conference of their own?
Not like the Chargers defense. No, I mean in the division there aren't great defenses. Obviously not the Bills, But Justin Herbert, like everyone's talking about Drake May as the MVP potentially, and he's had a great season. Justin Herbert has done what Josh Allen's done all year, but doesn't get the credit for it. He has his offensive line does not protect him at
Justin
all,
Herbert's
and somehow
really
they're
good.
in the playoffs.
Why doesn't he get the credit?
Because the Chargers Charger, and so he's made to look bad. Yeah.
I never heard that before.
Yeah, but Drake may win MVP. If we're just talking about who's better at quarterback right now, Justin Herbert's playing as well as anybody. He's been unbelievable.
You think Drake May's the MVP?
No, I think
Stafford?
this year it's a great question. It's a great question. I think who actually deserves MVP is probably Josh Allen. I don't think he's going to get it. So it'll be between May and Stafford, and I think it's going to be close.
Okay.
Yeah. Who do you like, Patriots or Chargers?
You pick the Patriots?
Yeah. You going to take the Chargers just so we have something to talk about?
No, I'm going to take the Chargers so we can go to the game, Max. Get your head in the game.
That's right. SoFi, it's all the same. It's all the same place.
I mean,
yeah.
Although I do like Robert Kraft, but I'm not going to New England to a game right now.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? I should change it just because so that way I could root for the Chargers. I mean, I'll root for them anyway because.
Put it this way: if the Patriots
Boston
won, I wouldn't be upset. But if the Chargers won, do they have a game next week at home? If the Chargers win and they have a game at home, then that would make me feel.
I have to look
if
at,
they don't have a game at home, then it don't matter.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, then I'm going with the Patriots.
The Rams. Hold on. Would the Rams have a game at home? Are the LA teams not going to have any home games?
This would be terrible.
No home games for LA. They're both in the playoffs, and even with wins in the first round, there would be no home games.
God.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
That nice suite all empty.
Well, they should have a viewer party.
Yeah.
At least give us something.
Or we should have a viewer party.
At the SoFi?
Somewhere.
No.
All right. Now we have something. That's why you can't rush through the NFL, Rich.
I wasn't rushing
You were
through the
rushing
NFL.
through the NFL.
I was rushing through your take because.
But that's the take is what we're doing here.
But you can't be a fanatic while giving a take. Those
Yes.
are two separate things.
How am I being a fanatic? I'm trying to analyze it.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
we have another game.
Well, except we can save that for next week because it's on for Monday because it's Monday night. Steelers and Texans is going to be Monday night. That's my favorite matchup.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to have a
can
Monday
save
show
it. We'll have
before
Monday.
then.
Yeah.
We got to
Perfect.
save something. Leave something. Got to leave them wanting a little bit more.
I'm so glad because it probably would have took you another 15 minutes to get through that. And then we'll be sitting here and we go over. We have to pay for this stuff. Every time, it's like a concert. Every time you go over, they charge you for these things.
No.
They do.
Who?
What do you mean who?
Who charges us?
Production people, craft services. We get charged for this stuff, Max. You never been on a real set before?
Max Kellerman, Rich Paul. I guess
Please subscribe.
game over.
Have a great weekend.
Yeah, have a great weekend.
Go Browns. I'm still.
But go Giants. Don't let Harbaugh wind up in Miami.
No, Harbaugh. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
By the way,
They got rid of McDaniel quick.
That was all about Harbaugh.
Yeah, of course.
That was all about, and that doesn't make me feel good.
It's a killer.
That was all about Harbaugh. But my man,
I think Stefanski's probably heading to New York and Harbaugh's heading to Miami. That kills me.
So
I mean, like Stefanski's an
who's coming
improvement.
to Cleveland? What do you mean?
I don't know. You have to figure that out yourself.
But you know what? If Harbaugh goes to Miami, I'll be happy for Steve and the team. But I would be sick for the Browns.
Yeah. Damn. I don't know. Brown's going to have to find someone. I don't think it's going to be Harbaugh.
And you can't even say double the price because, I mean, between Steve and Jim, they both money's not an issue.
I don't think it's going to come down to money for Harbaugh. His market is what it is.
I know.
Yeah, I know. All right, listen.
But doesn't he like to snow?
I think he would prefer. I mean, everyone. When you see the analysts all coming out, hey, I wouldn't rule out Miami. As soon as they get rid of McDaniel, it's because people are hearing things. Usually, 9 times out of 10.
That makes me feel like it's done.
I hope not.
That makes me feel like.
By the way,
done.
Nothing against Stefanski. Stefanski's really good, but what losing franchises need is like Sean Payton. Is like what Sean Payton did in the Broncos. You need to turn the whole thing around.
Steve
Ross
like doesn't have a business school named after him in Michigan for nothing.
Yeah.
He's a shrewd business guy.
All right. We'll see you on Monday. Must be 21 and over in present and select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with the Kansas Star Casino, or 18 and over in present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.